Right, folks, this is a Saturday morning for Fox's sake, and I've just been in the shower, so I'm in my bathrobe. I couldn't be asked to do the for Fox's sake last night. I just couldn't be bothered. I was a bit upset. But first things first, I just want to say a little thing about Wolves. When they were in the, when they got through to the Europa League and they were having to qualify at the beginning of the season, I think they had to start qualifying at the beginning of May before the season had even finished. Flying thousands and thousands of miles to some God-known place that's in Harry Potter or wherever. I thought it would screw them over. I thought they'd get through, and I thought these long flights and playing on a Thursday night and all that and Sundays would absolutely screw them over, like it has done clubs in the past, and they have proved me wrong. Wolves are a formidable team, and I'm glad to see that they're doing well. The manager there has got them really battling and fighting. They haven't got a massive squad, but somehow they keep producing outstanding performances, and it just makes this midwinter break a bit of a mockery because, you know, Wolves have done an outstanding job of still pushing for European football. I hope they do win the Europa League and they do qualify for the Champions League. That would be absolutely outstanding. That would be one of those situations where Leicester winning the Premier League, that would be up there with it. So fair play to Wolves. The other thing I want to have a quick chat about is this thing about Maddison, right? Being on holiday, and some Sun reporter, I didn't buy the Sun, I saw it just come up on, somebody had retweeted it, and Leo Ben or whatever his name is, this reporter, you know, basically taking photos or had photos of Maddison while on his midwinter break, a young man who is single, who earns, right, because he does actually go out on the pitch and earns his money. He doesn't play the best football sometimes, but he's out there, and when all said and done about Maddison, he does fucking try, right? So I honestly have no reason, no understanding why this newspaper actually printed this story of Maddison being on holiday drinking an £800 bottle of champagne. I honestly don't understand what the point of it was. That's why he was on holiday. He earns thousands and thousands of pounds a week, right? Granted, he drank a bottle of £800 champagne. That's why £800 champagne exists, so he can drink it. Rich people can drink it. You might you might like or might not like rich people, but they are there. And somebody's had to make that £800 champagne, and that kept them in a job. So it swings and roundabouts, right? So I have no idea if Maddison wants to go on holiday with Chilwell and Grealish and whoever, right, and have a lads party and have a lads laugh. I see nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Some people might say it's wrong and find that amount of money on a bottle of champagne. I mean, you see the size of it. It was like something that they do at Formula One. Yeah, nobody moans when they just spraying Formula One champagne all over the place. So get a fucking grip and go and get a proper story. Right, it was Vardy's 200th Premier League appearance for Leicester, and it went all flat, didn't it? The lads started playing quite well. I mean, they had a massive amount of possession at the beginning of the game, but they actually made nothing of it. They absolutely made completely fuck all of it, because Wolves had them worked out. They had them worked out. I think Brendan Rodgers has really got to look at his tactics now and start changing it about. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my notes and then just go from there. That's all basically. In the 5th minute, I noticed that Jimenez went down like a sack of shit for Evans standing his ground. Got no problem in that at all. Evans stood his ground, and it does happen. But I think he made a meal of it. It looked like he'd been punched in the jaw by the Gypsy King. I forgot his bloody name. Tyson Fury. I forgot his name then. Early Saturday mornings. But that about it. Tillerman's had a shot in the 8th minute. I thought Chilwell was all over the place. He didn't have a clue half the time. And then all of a sudden he would do something really good. I don't understand Chilwell, because he is a promising, talented young player. But I can't honestly see where he's going does he need to go to another club to improve? Is it like I said about Jack Grealish? Jack Grealish, right, is Villa through and through, and I absolutely respect that. There is a lot of players who, he went down with Villa and he got them back up, and I respect that, right? He didn't take the big bucks, he got his club up. I don't know if Villa go down, he will stay there this time though, because let's face it, he did his best and he's done his best to keep them where they are, and he's still doing it. But Chilwell, I don't know whether he does actually need to move on. I don't, but there again, I think if we look at him and you see him making errors, so obviously another team will see him making errors. I mean, Neto, or what his name is, he just ran by him yesterday. He just like, you know, he just, I don't know what the fuck was going on down that right hand side, when Wolves' right hand side, when he went by him. And Jota had a shot and it was saved from Schmeichel. Tielemans, this is what I can't understand about Tielemans either. He's trying, he's really trying, but he just seems to, he'll either fall over the ball, or he'll lose control, or he'll do a stupid pass that gets, I don't know. I don't understand Tielemans. I don't know if it's because he's trying too hard and he ought to just sit back and think, right, let's just do the simple things, or is he just trying to impress? I think he's just trying too hard, which is a shame, because he were absolutely outstanding last year. And then also he'll do a brilliant thing, and it's just, you know, there you go. Denonka, he had a header. Chowdhury left him. It came in on a cross, didn't it? And Chowdhury just like, I think, was it a corner? I can't remember. And like Chowdhury, he came round and Chowdhury just left him. You can't do this, even if you're just jumping for the nuisance value. When I used to be with our local team, it was always even if you're not going to win the ball, just jump and try and put them off. Because that little bit of a jump, that little bit of a nudge, or that body contact can just be enough to put them off the header. It's got to be done. Let's just have a look. The 26th minute, Chilwell lost the ball again. After Tielemans battling hard, I've made a note here. I thought Chowdhury was battling, but Chowdhury, now as I will talk about during this, for fuck's sake, he does seem to, because we didn't have Ndidi, that is a big, massive heart of England, of Leicester City. We need him there. He just adds that little bit of composure. And when we put Chowdhury in, Chowdhury is 100% committed, right? We like to see players 100% committed. They want to win that ball. They want to do well for the club. And that is Chowdhury through and through. There is nothing wrong with that. But what Chowdhury, in my opinion, has got to do is just sit back a second and read the game more. Stop. I mean, he gave away the free kick on the edge of the box. It was a weak, I don't know whether it was, he got booked for it, and it was a little bit harsh. It was a little bit harsh, the thing, but it was a booking. It was a free kick. So he just seems to rush in, and that was the same with his sending off. He lost the ball, and he swung at the bloke, and I mean he's took one for the team, but the trouble is he's took 3 for the team now, because he'll get that match, and is it a 3-match ban for that? So we're just going to have to hope Ndidi's back and fit. Maddison, he got booked. I'm not sure if that was a booking or not. His foot was up and the defender's head went down, but he was actually looking at the ball. It was a complete, I don't know, it was one of them. If it probably been at the King Power, he wouldn't have got booked. The ref would have been calming down, it's just an accident. But he got booked at Molineux, and I think that was just to try and keep the crowd quiet. 40th minute, right, Schmeichel, he passed the ball out, right, out his box. I honestly do not understand what's going wrong with Schmeichel's game. I don't know whether he's not, I wouldn't say he's not committed to Leicester. He is committed to Leicester. He's a good defender, a good goalkeeper, and we do need him. But he seems to have just taken his eye off the fucking ball. His dad was Manchester United's keeper all the while, and he never well, he might have made a mistake now and again. I can't say I really watched Schmeichel a lot in the days, but he was a perfectionist every time, and it seems that Schmeichel, he's not at the moment. His distribution is pretty fucking shit at the moment. That was and it's all very well going, just putting your hand up saying sorry. That ain't the fucking issue here. It's happening too often. And this is the bread and butter time of the season. This is when we should be pushing on. I know the Man City thing's kicked in, and it doesn't look like they're going to be in the Champions League next year, so apparently it's going down to the team that's fifth. But I don't want to get into the Champions League like that. I want to be in the top four, and I want to be top three or top two. We're not going to catch Liverpool. There's no fucking point. You may as well just give them the bastard trophy now. But I don't want this thing, and I'm fed up with this thing like where people banging on about that Leicester are overachieving. Leicester achieved in what they've done because they were good at the start of the season. I don't know whether they're getting nervous or what, but it's about time they stopped all this, you were overachieving, it doesn't matter. It fucking does matter. You know, Top and his late father have put a lot of money into this club, and they want some more rewards out of it. And so do the fans. If Leicester don't sort it out, this is going to be one of them things where we're going to be, you know, it could follow on to next year. It could be a bit of a fucking heartbreaker. You know, a demoralising situation is that we could have been in the Champions League, but we're not. We're in the Europa Cup. And I don't like that Europa Cup. I can't see I don't understand why they can't play the Europa Cup on the same night as on a Wednesday night, and that's it. I don't understand why you should put pressure on players to play on a Thursday and then a Sunday, and it knackers it up. Right, onto the goal. Onto the goal, right? Because it was a fucking goal. People are saying, a VAR kicked in and it wasn't a goal. It was off by 5mm or 2mm. Fuck that. It was a goal, right? There is no point in having VAR. The VAR was there for obvious mistakes that have been missed, like a good yard offside and stuff like this. We're not talking that. For the visually impaired, if you're listening to that, I'm holding my thumb and finger up, right, for about a 2-3 mil gap. That is not offside. That is stupid. Nobody appealed for it. The referee, the linesman, wasn't even in line with that bit. He was a good 4 or 5 yards up. So it is an absolute joke. It was. The VAR will cause massive trouble, right? Because players will get wound up over this. They don't know what's kicking off. The referee didn't know what kicking off. He was just told it's not a goal. And then all the players are just putting out the frustration on the referee. And the referee will just turn around and say, fuck this, I ain't having this. What is the point? What is the point in it? There is no point. Apart from that the referee could have gone and had a look at the screen at the side of the pitch. None of the referees seem to do that. And it's a joke. I think in the first game when we played Wolves at the KP, something similar happened, and Wolves were in a way robbed again. So this is not about Leicester City. This is about the game of football. We are taking away the element of an error, right? When a player goes through and he has a shot and he misses an open goal, we don't take it back and give him a chance just again because it was an open goal. We're taking away the error point of the football. So, and this is what refereeing is. Now, if it was a refereeing decision where he was a good yard offside, then fair enough, that's what VAR's for. It is not for millimetres. It is not to make the officials look complete idiots, right? So that's what it is. And like I put here, Neto gained no advantage from it. It was pathetic. And Leicester had it again against Spurs when somebody was offside by a shirt sleeve. It's not on. It's just not on. Second half, Ricardo had a run and had a shot in the 50th minute. He did really well there. He just and went in. I tell you what though, I made a note of that Bolly at the back for Wolves. He's a big lad, he is, isn't he? You'd need a fucking map to get round that bloke. He's fucking massive. He's fucking huge. But anyway, the second half, it was just... I mean, Barnes had a shot in the 50th minute, Ricardo were flicking it in it and all that kind of stuff. It looked okay. But I just didn't see anything really where Leicester was going to score. In fact, in the end, I could only see Wolves scoring, but only from a distance. Soyuncu, he was brilliant. Evans got man of the match. Personally, I'd have given it to Soyuncu. I know Ricardo did really, really well going up and down that line, but I just think Soyuncu just made them solid at the back, and Evans and that. I don't know. I think hopefully this is where Rodgers is going to earn that new contract and that new money. He's going to have to sit down and start thinking up some stuff. We're not using Vardy as well as we should be. I think he needs to start getting... I don't know, do we need to play two at the fronts? Because what they seem to do, they seem to have three defenders at the back now when we play us, and that's it. And then their fullbacks push on. And it's... I don't know. Are we going to have to go for a two up front? Perhaps play Wes Morgan up front like Steve Walsh used to. That'd be a good thing. Morgan winning the headers, and that's to just flicking them onto... I'm not saying going long ball or anything like that, but it just might be... It would confuse the opposition. Bit of toast in my teeth. It would just be good to see. Just change it up a bit. So I've just made a few notes at the end now. So did the midwinter break help these footballers get paid enough? Do they need to have a break? I honestly don't know. It just seems over I don't know, this midweek break. I know they have it in other countries and stuff, but I don't know. All it seemed to do was just give the fans a break for a weekend. Because the fans don't know, well, they have a midweek break, but they're not going to go away, mid-season break. They're not going to go away to Dubai or anywhere, are they? Mind you, I don't think anybody wants to travel at the moment with all this corona flu virus thing going around. See, they've all travelled abroad. You don't know what they're bringing back home, do you? So there you go. So that's that, folks. A disappointing night at Molineux for me. Leicester's really should have done better, but fair play to Wolves. They have been an outstanding team. They've done really well. Sheffield Wednesday have done well. But I think with Wolves having to travel all that distance in the Europa Cup, fair play to them. All right, folks, players.